So thank you for being here today. My name is Anaïs Piquet. I'm a product manager within the Stereomed Groups, and I'm working exclusively for the MDM solutions. And I will be your fully dedicated speaker for the session of today. And we're going to present you the Polybond CGP85, which is one of our reinforced materials. We have many capabilities within a Stereomed group, and the Polybond range is one of them. So today the agenda will be as follows. So we're going to introduce you how the CGP85 is an alternative to the polyolefin materials. We're going to explain you in further details an overview of the products, then we're going to talk about the performance, and then at the end we're going to speak about usage and usability, and we're going to have a small conclusions. We have many capabilities within the Stereomed group. We can do the treatment of the raw materials, as you just saw in the picture here. We have different ranges of top reb, bottom reb. We have the abilities to do the finished products with our own convecting types. And then we also have different solutions, so medical device protections, inner wraps, that we can do in raw stock or in sheeted formats. Today, the Polybond CGP85 is one of our top web solutions as part of our reinforced solutions, and we're going to talk about these products. So as you might know, our packaging industry is facing huge environmental challenge, and the problematic today is how to stay committed to excellence without compromising our planet. And our teams within the Stereomed Group, they are fully dedicated to answer these problems, and the Polybond CGP85 is today, we're proud to introduce you one of the products responding to these problematics. So the Polybond CGP85 is a single-use medical device, so it's a top web, as you can see here. It was designed for rigid applications, so it works for APET, PVC, and all kinds of rigid applications, especially designed for PG. It works with EO sterilization, and it works on different machines, FFS, shuttle tray sealers, and it has a 5-year sterility maintenance. So we have created the Polybond CGP85 as an alternative to polyolefin materials. It's the cellulose alternatives. Why? Because we want to reduce your plastic footprints, so it's a unique eco-friendly alternative. It reduces your plastic consumptions, and it has a better end life impact. So the product is 35% overall less plastic as regards to polyolefin materials, meaning in the old blisters. The Polybond is made of 74% from renewable materials, and everything in a process is solvent-free, from the coating to the printing. So it's a sustainable solutions. The cellulose solutions also mean for you to meet the exact rigid packaging requirements for your medical device. Because we have made the analysis that today with the polyolefin materials, your packaging are sometimes over-designed. It means that it doesn't bring more benefit for your patient safety, and it doesn't reduce your cost. So we wanted to create a cellulose alternative to meet the exact requirements of your packaging. It's also a solution where you will be available to reduce your risks and your costs. Because we're producing everything inside the house, within the Stereomed Group, we want to avoid your supply chain issues. So as I mentioned, the Polybond CGP85 is produced in-house from the design, R&D, manufacturing process, and the commercialization process. It's an efficient and reliable solution because we are doing the treatment from the raw materials to the end products. And we have stable prices and lower costs because by definition, the cellulose materials is cost-effective as compared to polyolefin materials. So now we're going to have an overview of the Polybond CGP products. So what is the Polybond? The Polybond is a material that's been within the Stereomed Groups for many, many years. This one is a new product. It's the latest generation of Polybond. So it is the most sustainable resource that you will find on the market. It is only cellulose-based material, so it's 70% of bio-based compositions. Everything, as I mentioned, is solvent-free from the coating and the printing. The cellulose is also a product and a material that has an excellent breathability. It was designed with our own proprietary head sealing layers, so it's a coating that we apply to the materials. So it's a grid pattern coating to allow excellent breathability and then to guarantee the efficient sterilization of the process. The Polybond is also a material that has been engineered within a group to increase the efficiency. So we have designed the product and we have implemented polymers binders inside the materials to reinforce the fiber cohesions and then to have a superior mechanical resistance and flexibility within our polybond materials. As you see on the picture here, the polybond is also represented by a tortuous path. So as you see on the picture here, they are made to design for sterility maintenance of the products. So the CGP85 was tested in warm and moist climates environment and has a guarantee of 5 years sterility maintenance. The polybond CGP85 is also characterized by two specific factors. So firstly, the polybond is a latest generation and was designed with, as mentioned, reinforced materials to optimize high lengths of flexibility. It was reinforced by benders and to improve the mechanical resistance. So here, the materials of the polybond is 80 grams. The base, it's 80 grams polybond. Then, on the second hand, we applied what we call a coating. So it's a 5 grams coating that is made in-house with our own proprietary solutions. And it's a water-based solutions to improve the performance of the product. It's a great pattern again. So just to sum up the polybond technology just itself, the top web, it has an excellent sealing performance and aseptic opening. So the seal strength is improved. We have excellent mechanical and chemical performance. So it's compatible with EO sterilizations. We have an easy runnability on the packaging line. It was designed to set on almost all the machines. We have a large operating window to improve the sealing performance. And as mentioned, it is a sustainable solution. We'll come in more details later on during the presentations. So now it's the sustainability. So as mentioned, cellulose is a sustainable solution. So three pillars. It will have less impact on the environment. It's a sustainable solutions. So why? Three pillars. So at the beginning, from the raw materials and resources, during the productions, and at the end, when the finished product is out, it's a minimal impact for you as an end-life impact. So if we speak about the raw materials itself, the objective within a Stereomedic group is to avoid the non-renewable resource usage. So we're trying to use as much possible as renewable resources, and the polybond CGP85 is one of them. So it's made out of 74% of renewable materials. So 70% of the final product is made of biosourced carbon. Everything from the pulp treatment is certified FSC and PEFC. So it means that it's a traceable pulp from responsible forest management. And again, everything is solvent-free. Then during the productions, our objective within the Stereomedic group is to minimize the impact of manufacturing processes on local environments. The local production of the polybond is based in a small village in south of France, and we are trying to protect the environment as much as possible. 7% of the energy is used from renewable resources, biomass, local wood chips, and so on. We are using the water, but 95% of the water collected from the river is returning to the river after a cleaning and internal water treatment units. At Stereomed, we have reduced our water consumption by 23% in 5 years, and it's still increasing. We're trying every day to improve this number. Then at the end of the products, our objective is to minimize the impact of the environment of the product after the usage. So the polybond CGP is a biodegradable material. So the data are still under construction, but so far we have 77% in 77 days. It is a compostable materials by its cellulose that are here again under constructions. We have implemented testing and recyclability under an external agent, which is Cyclos. Data will be available soon. We're still working on it. And we have a high energy lead in valorization of destructions. So, sustainability. Why the polybond CGP is a sustainable product? Because at the beginning, it's made out of 70% biosourced carbon. So it means for you to reduce 35%, the blister, to reduce 75% less plastic. Then it is made during the production out of 70% renewable energy. And then at the end of the products, your life impact, it is it's a biodegradable and compostable product material. So now let's talk about Polybond CGP85 performance. So we have implemented inside the Polybond technology an easy processable sealing parameters. So it works with common equipments and parameters for minimal process changes for efficacy. We also have tested seal integrity, dye penetration test, that has demonstrated seal integrity, as you can see on the picture. We also have tested bacterial barrier sterility maintenance on the products. So we have done 5 years accelerated aging conditions that has demonstrated efficiencies. Now, as regards the paper film seals, so I show you here the paper film seal here. It was optimized through burst, puncture resistance, and integrity testing processes. So if I open it, you can see first the peelability of the products. It's really smooth. And you have no laminations here on the products. And it has proved superior mechanical and burst resistance. We have done aging studies according to the protocol, defined protocols. So according to this protocol, we have evaluating through EO sterilization and 5-year aging studies. And it has shown that there is no impact on the sealing performance of Polybond CGP85 with a PG 300 microns films. We have all the data available that we'll be glad to share with you. Then we have done biological evaluation according to defined protocols. So we have done chemical characteristics that has passed tests. We also have done it through cytotoxicity. We have done it through sensitizations, and we have tested to see if there is a risk for the skin. And all these 4 tests have passed the test and were successful. Now the sealing performance of the products. Polybond CGP85s were designed with polymer binders inside the top web that are here to reinforce the cellulose fibers and fiber cohesions to increase the sealing performance and seal strength of the products. We have defined through our test specific sealing parameters from the Polybond CGP85 that was sealed against a PG 300 microns. And we have defined a large sealing window. So the test shows that the peelability is excellent and has a good accepting opening. The print test was successful as well and were compliant to all the conditions because cellulose is hydrophilic and behave better to printing. So our final recommendations are the temperature between 120 and between 140 degrees. Then we have the sealing time that goes from 1.5 to 2.5 seconds. And then we have the pressure that is 5 bars. So as you can see on the picture on the screen, you see the peelability and the accepting opening of products. I will do it again here. And exactly as you see on the screen, you see no delaminations. So now we're going to talk about usage and usability. Polybond CGP was designed, but for who? Let's talk about it. So we have designed Polybond CGP85 to be a solution that seals to PETG. So it was designed specifically for all rigid application, mostly for PG, but it also works with APET, EPS, and PVC. We also designed these products to be suitable for EU Class 3 implantable medical device. It is suitable for light to medium size medical device, to light to medium weight medical device, for medical device with smooth edges. We have specifically chosen the right materials to be tested on EU Class 3 medical device. So we have been to an hemostatic clips manufacturer and we have tried the products. Test was successful. So it was the same products. It was a 300 micron PG. It was Polybond CGP85 on the top rep. It was run on a FFS machine and we used online printings. Everything was successful. It was a raw stock format, so we're also working on a lead formats that tests are under evaluation, still under evaluations. So now to conclude our sessions, Polybond CGP85 is a sustainable solution for you. 70% bio-based carbon, so that represents 70% less plastic just for the top wrap, but it represents 35% less plastic for you if you count all the blister. It's made out of renewable raw materials. It is completely solvent-free from the coating and printings. It is biodegradable and compostable. And we have chosen the specific materials to increase the performance and optimize mechanical performance to have a clean peel, an easy printability, and these a cost-efficient products. Thank you for your attention. We will be happy to share with you all the information that I just talked about. If you are interested in all the information will be provided here on the next slides, and we will be happy to be in touch with you. Thank you.